You're now travelling around the traffic circle at the V&A waterfront.
Imagine driving through Cape Town and listening to a radio station that informs you of tourist hotspots as you literally drive past them. That means an end to maps, guidebooks and arguing about getting lost. In the comfort of your own rental car, the Cape Town tourist now has the opportunity to experience the city through a real-time audio guide that's fun, interesting and entertaining. Welcome to the world of tourism radio.
Experience life beyond the African waves at the Two Oceans Aquarium.
Tourism radio is the brainchild of Mark Aliwell, a serial entrepreneur who found a niche in the Western Cape tourism market. By combining broadcast technology and tourism, Mark developed a unique product that offers visitors to Cape Town a different way of viewing the city.
So Green Market Square is a great place for all things African.
I was sitting with a person from tourism, and we were having lunch, and we were talking about what a tourist wants when they come to South Africa and the information that they require. So either they can have a tour guide in their car, or they can have a map that they can fiddle around with in the vehicle. So immediately we thought about a radio station that tourists could listen to, something with all the information that just a typical tourist wants. And after doing some research, we obviously found in South Africa and around the world there's not a lot of tourism radio stations, and so we came up with this idea to create this body of information. Then we decided that a tourist really wants to know information of the area when they get there, so we brought in a professor from UCT to help us with the structure of setting up the hardware, software, and we began to develop this product called Tourism Radio. Which basically explains about the area that you're driving through, and if you drive past any points of interest, it will tell you about the points of interest. And then we've thrown in a whole lot of time-based radio shows as well.
Tourism radio is distributed through car rental companies in Cape Town by installing a small decoder into the vehicle, which then picks up on the radio transmission via a global positioning system. This transmission is then fed through to the car radio and then accessed via FM stereo.
You're now travelling around the traffic circle at the V&A waterfront.
The content for the radio shows as well as the telepoints for the tourist destinations are all recorded on site at the Tourism Radio Woodstock office. Using local voices, colourful Cape Town slang and a good mix of practical travelling advice and handy tips, the concept of tourism radio soon captured the imagination of an international investor.
We were very, very lucky where we had some international exposure on the Discovery Channel. And there was a gentleman in Spain whose father was quite wealthy and really was an entrepreneur as well. And he phoned me the next day, actually emailed me, and he said, we'd like to buy the license for Spain. And the funny story is that it came from a Hotmail address, and it was a really interesting name on Hotmail, so I didn't actually take it seriously. And I think that's one of the lessons that I've definitely learned, is take every single business contact seriously, because I could have just deleted his details. So about a week later, I emailed him back and I said X, Y, and Z. And within a month, he had flown out. And I remember one morning I woke up and I got this telephone call from this old-sounding gentleman, and it turned out to be who now owns Tourism Radio. Incredibly, incredibly wealthy. And it was really interesting, for me to say, this person is phoning from Spain, he's got lots of money, he's coming out to South Africa. They flew a team out, the investors and a couple of other people, and they looked at our business. And instead of buying a franchise for Spain, they offered to buy our company.
Tourism Radio is a uniquely South African product, developed and conceptualized in Cape Town, and its popularity is growing with expansion plans to the United States, Australasia and the rest of Africa. Geographical size of Cape Town and its tourist market proved to be an ideal testing ground for the product.
Cape Town was a really, really good start for us because it's quite a small market, and as we expand, we obviously get more experience and we'll be able to deal with the bigger markets. The response has been great. People like Budget and National Alamo have been with us for 2 years now, distributing our devices. You can book our devices on their website, so the buy-in from them has been really, really good. And from the other side of it, the tourists that have been driving it, they send us an email saying that they enjoy the information. I think the most important thing for us is normally if we go to a distributor, we give them the device and we say, you go and drive it around, you tell us what you think. We also gave one to the head of Cape Town Routes Unlimited, who came back with his improvement.
But the proof of the product is in the tourist, and this Joburg tourist seemed pretty impressed with what Tourism Radio had to offer.
Have you ever witnessed some South African comedy or live music there?
Yeah, lots. I mean, it's one of my favorite places for entertainment. You can't go wrong. You're now back in the City Bowl, which is the heart of Cape Town.
I didn't even know that this concept existed, and I think it's just such a fresh take on the whole sort of tour guide thing. I mean, usually we'd come here and, you know, we'd sort of struggle to find our way around, but then we'd probably book a couple of tours just to sort of find the main attractions. But with Tourism Radio, we can sort of hop in our hire car and explore for ourselves.
Some even saw Tourism Radio helping ease the traveling tension usually associated with getting lost in a new place.
She normally gets things wrong, and especially in a new area, one wants to try and just have a stress-free holiday. So Tourism Radio really has created a great vibe in the holiday, and there's just no argument whatsoever.
From the entrepreneurial idea of merging technology with communication to the buy-in from an international investor, and top that with global expansion, Tourism Radio has certainly outgrown its startup status. So what's next for this small company with big dreams?
You know, over the next 5 years, my dream is to be able to walk into any airport in the world and for there to be a Tourism Radio sign on all the car hire companies, whether it's Guatemala or somewhere in Nairobi. That for me is the ultimate. So in 5 years' time, you know, walking in and say,